about, 2 acres on the Indian Ocean, beautiful property that this young sister has put her investments in, not for herself, but for you. And I join with her efforts to make this, to have this materialize, because, our people need a place to get to if they can escape the craziness that's going on in the United States right now. And not right now, it always have been going on, right? So I support her 100%. I know times get tough sometimes. She tells me about it, and I'll always encourage her to keep pushing. I myself will be a financial contributor if she needs me. I'm in Tanzania now. I am resident here now. So if she needs me to come over there and put some elbow grease into it, sometimes it takes more than financial contributions, but that's the goal tonight, to fundraise. And I want to encourage everyone to give to this project, because this is so, so important. This is the other way, as Sister Rukia said today, resistance by way of migration, or resistance by way of repatriation. Um, we don't always have to just fight. You know, get to there's another alternative to fighting, and that's called building, and that's what this sister is doing. I've been in the game over 25 years, fighting in civil rights arena in the United States. Mayor of a city.
Tell us a little about yourself. I'm sorry, I didn't get to introduce you. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my name is Anthony Witherspoon, and I'm still currently the mayor of the city of Magnolia, Mississippi, which is about an hour and 15 minutes north of New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been a Pan-Africanist for probably 30 years, and so moving to Africa didn't just start with Trump. It's always been my desire. I've always associated myself as an African in America and not an African American. I know for a fact that the slaves, the Africans who were enslaved, let me say that, when they were so-called free, it was not civil rights that they were fighting for. The largest black movement in the United States to this day was the United Negro Improvement Association, founded by Marcus Messiah Garvey. And the mission was to go home. It wasn't to vote. It wasn't, to integrate food counters. It was to go back home to Africa. So that's what our ancestors wanted immediately after chattel slavery. Yet again, I'm Anthony Witherspoon. I'm from Mississippi, mayor. My wife is actually a state senator there in Mississippi, Tammy Witherspoon. And one of the things my wife and I both know is that being involved in politics, political empowerment is not going to save black people in America. If that was so, I'm also president of the Mississippi Conference of Black Mayors, which is the largest conference of black mayors in the United States. We have 76 black mayors in the state of Mississippi. In fact, Mississippi has more black elected officials than any other state in the United States. We have 51 members of the legislative caucus, 13 black senators, and 38 in the House of Representatives. We have 95% plus of our school districts controlled by majority public schools, are controlled by majority black school boards and superintendents. We have black sheriffs all over the state, black police chiefs. If political empowerment was the answer for black people, then Mississippi should be the poster child for black success, right? But if yet we have more black elected officials than any other state in the union. But black people are doing worse in Mississippi than they are doing in any other state in the union. So that's to show you that political empowerment is not going to save us in America. America was not designed for that. So I joined this sister in her efforts, and all these sisters and brothers here that I met in Tanzania and in West Africa, because I visited Ghana last year. around this time. I joined efforts to repatriate.
Keep going. Give me a minute. JoJo's crying. Keep going. Give me 1 minute. Yes.
I hope that everybody that's on this live, this fundraiser, will contribute. And like I said again, our sister is using all the funds that she has to put into this home for us. And it would, being one that has already gone through the process, I'm sitting in my apartment right now here that I just moved into. It takes a while actually to find a place. So, it would be important to have a place while you search for a place, and not only have a place while you search for a place in Tanzania, but also to have the support and the information that's shared by other repatriates that have already, gone through the process, and you will find that support system pretty valuable. But I encourage people, that if you're tired of fighting, there is an alternative. The alternative is joining with our sisters and brothers on the continent of Africa, all the Africans throughout the diaspora. Consider joining hands and forces with our sisters and brothers on the continent and building as an alternative. Our children deserve better. Dr. Bell, Dr. Derek Bell, a professor and attorney, made a contribution to critical race theory, a research theory. His theory and his contribution was called interest convergence. And basically summarized what Dr. Derek Bell said is that anytime Black people in America have experienced any relief from the dominated Eurocentric or white system in America, it came by way of interest convergence. That relief I refer to as letting the knee up off the neck a little bit, right? He said every time we got a little relief, even going back to the Emancipation Proclamation, it was interest convergence. When the interests of white folks converge with the interests of Black folks, a little relief comes. In every bill, in every Civil Rights Act that you research was a result of interest convergence. And what was that interest? For Black people, it was human rights. For white people, it was a financial interest. And only when that occurred did they let the knee up off the neck just a little. But you were still oppressed, you were still second-class citizen, and you still do not control more than 2% of the wealth in that country. So, you have to make a decision, whether that's the life that you want for yourself and your children, or should you just come back home and be amongst your own. I chose to do the latter.
Exactly. I think the importance of repatriation, because we talk about reparations, okay? When I started my journey in filmmaking, it was about making films about reparations, because I had written a book that I could never get published, right? I couldn't get this book published because it flew in the face of everything that the institution wants to sugarcoat and whitewash as facts and reality without telling our side of the story. Okay. And, in my realization that reparation.
Okay, you're freezing on my end. Sister Renee, I don't know, we're getting bad signals, but on my end, you're freezing off.
If it does come, it won't be meted out. That was probably my unstable internet. But reparations has to be paid out carefully. Reparations has to be designed carefully. It's a process that needs to occur on a city level. Okay, the way how the United States is structured, it's such a monolithic country, and all of these actors participated in slavery at different times. So you had the Dutch, you have the Spaniards, you have the Portuguese. Who was involved in the slavery of Mississippi between 1543 to 1920, 1853? Who were those actors, right? Were those the French? Were those the Spaniards? So it has to be broken apart in very small pieces, fractured, fragmented over the actors, not just the United States. So unfortunately, in the United States, we don't have the kind of leadership, and we don't have the kind of intelligence and political minds that are out there, analyzing this thing to push it forward. There are states in the Union that benefited more than anywhere else, such as New York, benefited the most from slavery from anywhere else from its industry of cotton. And New York does not pay any kind of reparations. Okay, God bless the people who try to raise the conversation in New York, but it's not even a conversation to be had because ain't nobody trying to hear that. Okay, so we are looking for equality from a people who do not even imagine us to be equal. We're looking for humanity from a people who doesn't understand what being a human means. Okay, we're looking for the rights to live side by side at peace with them, or live how they're living. But the truth be told is they're not living very well. They're not living very well. They're in debt up to their eyeballs. You owe student loans, you owe car note, you own your mortgage, you are in debt up to your eyeballs living in that country. These people die faster than anywhere else. Look at the American mortality rate. Americans die faster than anywhere else. They like to put up the mortality rate of other countries. They like to talk about the infant mortality rate in third world countries. Well, the United States, by those standards, is a third world country. The United States has a higher mortality rate of infants, Black babies being born, than anywhere else. But do you know, yes, Black babies, right? We have the United States of America is a third world country when you compare the literacy rate, when you compare the drug addiction rate, when you compare the infant mortality rate. Okay, why is it that Black children are dying more? Why is it that, white children are dying too, but they get to go home? Black children don't even leave the hospital. Right. Okay, right. So you sit there under the matrix thinking it will get better and I'm gonna work and save and get myself out of this and I'm gonna save myself. You can't. It's a debt-based society. You need to have credit. Your credit score needs to be 700 and something, meaning you got to owe somebody before you can get something to be somebody. Right. Okay, right. So and it's deep. It is deep. These people are using occult knowledge on you. If you want to know the roots of the occult that is being used on you, take out an American US dollar. Take out a dollar bill. What is the symbol for the US dollar? It is an S with a line running through it. Do you know the roots of that? Go look it up. Go look up the symbol of what a US dollar is, okay? A snake, it is a snake, right? It is two stakes running through a snake. They're using the occult on you people, teaching you to be afraid of the serpent. Meanwhile, they're using it to worship. They're using it to do all different kinds of things. They're using it on you, above you, to keep you underneath their feet. Okay, and your eyes are open just a little bit, but you don't even know how to act. You don't even have the sense to say, I am in danger. Okay, the people who are showing up here, their fight or flight mechanism has been triggered seriously. They're looking around and they see that it is time to go. But most of us are we use fluoride to brush our teeth. We use fluoride to wash our skin. We use fluoride to gargle our mouth. We use fluoride to cook. And all of that compound is attaching itself to your melanin and keeping you in a level of stupefaction that can't trigger your fight or fight mechanism. Okay, it is not time to fight. It is time to flee. It's time to get out of there. Okay, it is time to get out of there. There is fire in the hole.
I tell people all the time, don't think that it's still not a part of fighting. Even Mike Tyson had the bob and weave, you know. And it is a part of military science. You have to be smart enough to know when it's time to retreat and go to your home base, right?
Exactly. That's the basics of military training.
Yeah.
The basics of military training and military strategy is to know when to leave, right? And meanwhile, our people, they are uncircumcised in the mind. Yeah, they're uncircumcised in the mind and the eyes. They cannot see. They can't open their ears to what is going on. And a lot of them see it, but they don't know. And they're looking at Africa like, oh, it's bad roads, it's this, it's that. Your country doesn't even own their roads. China owns the roads in most of these municipalities. China owns the transportation in most of these municipalities, right? So don't come give me no bad roads. At least it's theirs.
Right.
At least it's their roads. You're complaining about good roads in a country that you don't even own. You have no lots and parts in it. You're going off to university, right? And most of these universities are put in the hood, right? And why are the universities put in the hood? Ever wonder why there's so much poverty surrounding these universities? Because they're research institutions. And they do not pay any kind of taxes as research institutions. Therefore, they are extracting all of the resources from these communities, right? Meanwhile, you're wondering, how is this happening? I'm paying taxes every year and you can't send your kid to a good school, right? You're moving out to the suburbs trying to send your children to the best school just to send your kids to public school. Right? You're working 3 jobs just to send your kids to public school for some white teacher to undermine, miseducate, disenfranchise, disinform, lead them astray, tell them Columbus was here first, tell them all different kinds of stuff. Meanwhile, you yourself don't even know the difference. Right? Because as far as you're concerned, you need a job. And that's what the school has become, a daycare. It's not an education system. Right? These teachers are not giving the children any time. And they don't like it when your black kid shows up in their white suburb. Why are all the black hospitals defunded? Why are all the black schools defunded? Don't you see what's happening? They're robbing you and killing you in ways that you can't even imagine. This coronavirus came probably nothing more than a heavy flu, and it's killing black folk. It's killing us. First, they tell you that you can't drink that bush that Nana say you need to drink, right? They telling you that African bush medicine is bad for you and telling you all different kinds of stuff. Meanwhile, they want to sell you one pill for $10,000. But you can't. You have been disenfranchised you've been taken away from your own systems. Your own healing system, your own banking system. They came along and told you that, oh, susu, that's wrong. You go to jail for having used a susu, okay? Meanwhile, our generation, our mothers, our grandmothers, that's how they made their money, by susu. They saved together, they reaped together, they grew together. You didn't go to one house and one lived in a nice house and you went to another house and one lived in a poor house. They all was living good, because they knew how to save together. They have broken all of the African heritages, all of the cultures, all of the things that make you, right? And turned you into nothing but a goddamn zombie.
Right.
Right?
A stressed out zombie.
A stressed out zombie.
Yes.
Right? A stressed out, dumbed down, watered down zombie.
I'm not talking about my people who are still there, because I know, because I was one of those stressed out zombies, right? Listen, I've been studying Pan-Africanism for many, many years, right? after the Million Man March, I committed my lifestyle to a vegan lifestyle, and been studying all the historians, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Yakin, and Dr. Amos Wilson, and on, Minister Farrakhan and all. But do you know that the conspiracy is deep? Because Renee, sister, it was only 5 years ago that my mind even let me type in and search to see what the cities in Africa look like. And every time there's a video on YouTube that's called the Africa They Don't Show You, right? And every time I show people who are inquiring about Africa and why I choose to go back home, I show them that video. I don't care if they're in the age group of the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s. They all say, "Oh wow, I didn't know that Africa looked like that." Well, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Now I'm talking about, here I am. I've been pro-black for 30 years, right? And I just realized what these cities look like myself. About
Right, because the media, the medium that they use to inform you, supposedly inform you, the medium that they're using, they're also using to manipulate you. So they will show you some city in Africa, but there has to be a problem there. There can't be something good happening there. Okay, there cannot be something good.
They won't
No,
show you
even
Lekki,
me.
Nigeria, Lekki, Nigeria, and
Yeah,
in Lagos.
even me.
You guys,
I have never.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have never been to Africa before. I've never been to Africa before I came, okay? And I came with all my stuff and I say it's gonna do what it do, right? But I was hurt. I was hurt emotionally for the first week or two because I knew better. I knew better. I knew better. And I can't believe I sat there that whole time in that goddamn mess. And I was just there with family, following my family or whatnot. But I knew better. And I was butt hurt this whole time. And when you look at Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, they don't show you this metropolis. Okay, we have to run away from for Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam is so cosmopolitan. If you're looking for big buildings, if you're looking for buildings, like the French Riviera or downtown Miami or LA, it's down there in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, in the city. We don't live there. We scared of there because it looked too much like home. So we run to the country to try to find Africa. That's what we're looking for out here. Okay, right. So you don't believe it until you actually look at it, that these places are built up, they're cosmopolitan, the people are educated. My landlady, she has a master's degree, right? And these are elderly people with their education, okay? And whenever I look at her, I think of what our life would be like if we were not broken. When I look at these Tanzanian people with their education, broken, the way we are broken, right? The family units that are so ingrained, right? These generational, if you need something, they got a cousin, they got somebody in Arusha, they got somebody in Dodoma, they've got somebody in somewhere who can help you.
Very helpful people,
right?
The most hospitable people on earth are African people. And that's no matter where you go. If you go to West Africa or here in East Africa, you're going to find that they don't need to know who you are. They, up on appearance, they know that you're their brother or their sister, and they welcome you with open arms and are willing to help you. They've been the most helpful people I've ever had to do.
Exactly. They're extremely helpful. And, one of the things, what this Exodus, once you get here, not a lot. Okay, listen to me very carefully. When you are running away from America, when you're exiting the United States, you're getting rid of your stuff, you're packing your things, you're trying to get everything right. You're in adrenaline mode, right? You take that plane in adrenaline mode because you got to go. You get off the plane, you're in adrenaline mode because you got to go. And nowhere along the line do you start to unpack the years and years and years of abuse. Nowhere along the line do you start to unpack, white supremacy over your life. Nowhere do you unpack that. Nowhere do you. So a lot of people are holding a lot of things in, and they don't know how to act. A lot of people are confronted with, oh, okay, so it's just, people are just nice. Right? They expect something. They expect something to come. They expect something to happen. There's an expectation of misery, right? And from that expectation of misery, we're in a place where we're not necessarily healed, right? We're not healed. So the Exodus house is a place where we can come and unpack that, where we can have our healing sessions and we can learn things. We can learn things from each other and we from each other. Okay. Today I was blessed with meeting some of the people that's repatriated this week. Okay. There are women with their babies that have packed up. I have one lady, she walked out of a house full.
I met one this morning, one of your homegirls from New York. Yeah, she checked into the villa that I was staying in. She said that, she said that she was going to be checking out your channel.
Yes, the people who have repatriated, that there's this one lady, she walked out of her house with all her tools, okay? And she was an Army vet. She was looking at the United States like, this is war. This is war happening here. It is time for me to go. So she took her child and she left. She left her whole house because she said she wanted to do it as stress-free as possible. She walked out of a house full of furniture. What is interesting about this lady is her background is in building. She's a builder. She's a builder, and she left all her tools. The only tools she has are the tools I asked her to bring for me, okay? And I feel some type of way taking her tools. So I would like y'all, anyone who is coming, we need to replace some of these tools because we need builders. We need people who are going to teach us some carpentry skills. We need people who are going to teach us some engineering skills. We need people who are going to teach us how to use some machines because we're going to have to be self-sufficient when we get here. So anything that we can use to make things, to do things, to grow, to learn, that's what we need to do. Okay? So anyone that's coming here, I'm going to find out what tools she needs because she is skilled and she is skilled and crafted. And she brought me all her tools. The only tools she has are the tools that I asked her to bring for me for my project, which at the Exodus house. So that was her contribution to the Exodus house. So I feel some type of way. I'm gonna give them back. I might just borrow them and give them back. But those of us who are coming, you listen to me carefully. You come through here with your skills. There are materials here for you. There are things that you can tap into. There are things that you will see that you're like, I can do that, okay? Because deep down inside of you, they want to hide your skills, okay? They want to hide your skills. They want to hide your abilities. They want to take away your right to take care of yourself. They want to tell you that the only way that you can make some kind of money is at a job. Okay, and you need a lot of money to have a business. And all of that is about denying. Oh gosh, okay. All right. Let me see. Yes. All of that is about taking away your greatness. Okay, somebody's typing here. Hold on one second. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It started cracking up a little bit there. What
And you know,
happened?
it's amazing. It's amazing. Um, if a brother or sister in Tanzania is not working on an actual job, I've seen everybody in Tanzania is an entrepreneur. I mean, I live in Senza, and there are nothing but businesses. I mean, mom and pop shops and people are trading, at the market. Our people here in Tanzania just have a different mindset about, making it and surviving. They are straight entrepreneurs. So trust me,
They're
man.
entrepreneurs.
They are really entrepreneurs here.
I'm
And
coming,
one
Joe.
of the things that we have to worry about in America when we open black business is that, well, we hope our people patronize it, because one thing we know for sure, if our people don't patronize it, it won't survive. Well, here everybody is your people. There is no have to worry about whether some other group is going to patronize your business. This kind of reminded me of what my mother and father used to talk about, how the black community was during the segregated era. They said that black people had to do business with black people, and that they believe that integration in a large way killed economics in the black community. I can see that now, real clearly. I took their word for it, but
Yes,
seeing is believing.
yes.
When everybody around you is black, you don't have to stress. You don't have to have a support black business campaign, or our black dollars campaign. Every dollar over here is black. You need to come out of that environment over there, that stressful environment, that system that is not designed for your survival and for your success, and come join your people.
Exactly. And I say the same thing as well. Like when I look down the street and I see the Bajaji drivers and the Boda Boda drivers and all the people selling on the side of the road, I look at that as these are entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
These are entrepreneurs because no, what they're saying is you can participate in any kind, as small as you can participate in business. You can be responsible for taking care of your family. So it's not just a matter of, you have to have enough money to go and rent this place from some white person and send the money back into their hands. It's not a matter of, will the white bank lend me some money? That's not it. It's if you whatever you can do. On the side of the roads, there are people making beds. There are people right next to the people who are making pots, right next to the people who are keeping gardens and selling plants, right next to the Bajaji driver, right next to the Boda Boda, right next to Tanzania is lit. I got something to show y'all. I don't know if you can see it, but Tanzania is fire, honey.
It is.
These people are hardworking.
That's right.
These people are hardworking. They're intelligent from the very small all the way up to the top. Okay, and they didn't get this way by white people creating. These were intelligent people that said we're going to take back our country, and that's why their immigration policies are the way they are. So don't look at the immigration and go, oh, they want this, and they set that fence and that bar so high to keep the Mzungus out. And we are more than Mzungus. They want to see us come. They do. They are happy to see us come. That we've chosen Tanzania, or we've chosen Ghana, or we've chosen the Democratic Republic of Congo, or whatever it is that we have chosen, they want us there. So whatever speaks to you in Africa, you find some way to get there. And now is the time to go. It's not the time. We're not here saying this. Earlier I posted a video with the Jamaican consulate. Okay, she is seeing more than an increase. Okay, it's not just us saying that this is real. This is really happening. So while y'all sit back and go, well, I don't know about no Africa. Listen, you better come and snatch some of this real estate. You need to come and snatch some of these houses that the Mzungus left, Kenya has opened back up. These Kenyans are going to come back in through here, right? Why are they coming to Tanzania? What's so special about Tanzania? Tanzania has everything. Tanzania has the beaches. It has the big five cats. It has Mount Kilimanjaro. It has more than just tourism attraction. It has they've discovered oil, like I said before. They can feed themselves. They have the agricultural land. They're surrounded by 8 other countries, and control the ports for 6 of those 8 countries. Right? They're starting a pipeline running oil out of Tanga from, I think it's Ugandan oil. Right? So there's all different kinds of things, that's here for you to do.
And I can tell you 3 things that are not here: coronavirus, police brutality, and racism. That should be enough to come right there. That should be enough to come home right there.
That should be enough to come. Enough. Oh, but I'm gonna show you what is here. I got a bag full of these. Can you wait? Where's my camera? Hold on, I'm not holding it right. Ah, okay. Maybe this is better.
No, that's not Tanzanite, is it? No.
Oh no, it's amethyst.
Ah, that's beautiful.
These are, yes, they have gemstones.
I'm like, you rich.
I was like, she don't need no fundraiser. These blue chairs are the closest. These blue chairs are the closest I'll get to Tanzanite.
Right.
Right? These blue chairs are as close as I'll ever get to Tanzanite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a beautiful country though. And like I said before, you have 54 countries to choose from, and there's a lot of things. I tell people no place on earth is perfect. Heck, the whole earth, God's beautiful earth, was built with a fault in it, right? That runs from one end to the other. But the thing is that you have to make a decision what set of issues you want to deal with, and I chose that those issues that I was naming: police brutality, white supremacy, racism, systematic racism, like that. I choose not to deal with that anymore. I choose to fight alternatively by building. Like I said, I've been vice president of the state NAACP in Mississippi. The current national president, Derek Johnson, is a good friend of mine. He was serving as the state president at that time of the NAACP when I was the vice president. It just comes a time, sis, where you start realizing you're spinning your wheels there, right? And so you have to start thinking about alternatives. And like I said, when our ancestors were so-called freed by the Emancipation Proclamation, the agenda was going back home. Somewhere we got lost and got off focus and got off track and started asking for these so-called civil rights, voting rights and, integration and all of this. But that was not the ask. That was not the goal when our people got freed from those literal chains on their arms and on their legs and ankles. Their thing was to get back home.
Absolutely. And I think this is why the ancestors of the civil rights movement wanted to ensure that African Americans did not forget that identity by putting that African before our names, African Americans, so that we knew we have no forgetting where we're from. We have no obstruction to where we're from. And at some point in our consciousness, we have to look back over our shoulder and look at Africa. Okay, but what's interesting now in this 2020 is there's so many of us coming that these governments are going to have to address us. They're going to have to make these concessions for our immigration, for our work permit. They're going to have to make the concessions because there are going to be so many of us, right? They have pimped us and played us, these African countries, talking about some year of the return, right? When it was nothing but an advertising ploy, nothing but marketing. There was no year of the return. There was no year of you come back and we'll give you immigration. You come back and we'll give you work permit. You come back and we'll give you what you need so you can participate in Africa. That was a pimp scheme. That was a pimp scam. And because of that is why I did not go to Ghana. Okay, the year of return was nothing but an advertising campaign. And because we were all in such need, they were able to use the analysis off of the DNA studies to say African Americans have a tangible desire to return to Africa. And from that data, they were able to say the United Nations, one of these unions, put a document together, right? They had case studies and consultants on it, put this well-researched document together that said African nations need to be focusing on the diaspora to lift Africa. Okay, so since that is what the mandate is, let's all show up. Let's all show up. We should have Exodus houses all over every city in every African country, so that we can welcome our brothers and sisters back home and detox them and integrate them and teach them how to deal with each other, teach them how to deal with themselves. Because a lot of people are coming through here. These people, all of us, those of us who will pick up ourselves and say, I'm going to Africa, we are headstrong people, okay? And being headstrong, when we come here, we need to learn to take it down a little. We need to allow our African brothers and sisters to lead us. We need to allow ourselves to be taught. We can't come up in here with no kind of arrogance that we know this, we come from America, this, that, and the third. America's a failing place, okay? Don't come up here and look at these people like, at least I talk English. At least this is not a competition for who is better than who. Okay? Right. You are going, in order for you to survive any type of way in Africa, you're gonna need these Africans. Okay? And you can't have no Africans being an asshole. They don't like that.
Well, one of the things to get to the realization is that we're all African people. And no matter what tribe DNA-wise we associate with, if we all kept our mouths closed, we wouldn't be able to identify one from another. We all African people. One of the things I am going back to the earlier, what you were referring to with the year of return. I am optimistic about what's going on in Ghana, though. In Ghana, I think after the year of return, because they could only deal with what was on their books at the time, which basically was the right to abode, and then African citizenship given by way of an executive order of the president by an application. At that time, the president had 130 some applications on the table after the year of return, and they processed all 137 and gave dual citizenship to them. But what we're looking for to happen in Ghana is automatic, citizenship for Africans in the diaspora, and that's a real conversation that's going on. I have some pretty good knowledge of that, being that, like I said again, my brother and good friend is currently the president of the NAACP. I'm very optimistic about that, and also when we look at what's going on in the Gambia with the sister,
yes,
Black sister,
Juliet Ryan,
in Gambia as well. We got to remember that President Akufo-Addo is one that was pretty much a student of the first president, Kwame Nkrumah. And Kwame Nkrumah was a Pan-Africanist that said, there should be one Africa, and thus the creator of the African Union. And I'm hoping that presidents like Magufuli, who's a great president, the people love him here, and I love what I see President Magufuli doing as well. And presidents like President Akufo-Addo, Nana Akufo-Addo in Ghana, president of Rwanda, we have some great leadership now amongst the African Union.
Yes.
And I'm very optimistic about the way things are moving because, you know, this exodus has just started, sis, with not just started, it's just started to expand. We have some people who've been in Ghana for 30 and 40 years and, you know, in different places in Africa, you know, for 20 plus years or so. But this movement is really now moving. The train is moving. As you know, we run into so-called African Americans, Africans from America, almost every day here in Tanzania now. And so the movement is afoot, and we are doing nothing but sharing love with each other, the Africans here on the continent, with the Africans throughout the diaspora. And I'm telling you, come on home. We'll work out the legal stuff. Your brothers and sisters want you home. It's just a matter of time before those barriers, those legal barriers fall.
Exactly. It's just, as you said rightly, it's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the things that we have to be conscious of, like in the event with the Ghana, you know, giving out citizenship, a lot of those people have been in Ghana for over 30, 40 years.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
and that have applied. And I don't see why it would take 30, 40 years to give citizenship other than a part of this, you know, this big grand thing. So it, you know, to me, it feels like Tanzania is one of the only places that actually are standing and doing, you know, for themselves. Okay, because to me, the coronavirus kind of uncovered how these African countries actually do business. Okay, how these African countries actually do business with the West. A lot of them are dependent on the West for aid. And if they can't, if the West says y'all need to shut down for coronavirus or you won't get this $1 trillion, they're going to shut down. Okay, when I look out at Tanzania and I see these industrious people working hard and trying to take care of their family by any means, imagine that being shut off for months at a time. So those countries are being placed in a position of dependency on these European countries that are insisting for them to shut down or else. Okay, and when you have that kind of situation, you have to recognize that those governments are not being ran by the people sitting in the office. Those governments are not being ran. If you look at the dirty, you know, the dirty information that's coming after Magufuli now, if you look at all of these different European publications that are talking about Magufuli in such a negative way, you know, but not one of them are saying, well, hey, he kept you know, Tanzania open, right? The average Tanzanian can feed himself, right? He's not. They're not saying anything of praise. They don't ever praise anyone, any Black person, for doing any kind of good, right? So it's for you to pick the sense out of the nonsense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do see where a lot of these, like Blacksit, they have put out a proposal, put it to the government, and let's see where that goes. But it needs to go to the African Union. Okay, it needs to go across the board. It cannot just be for one country. It needs to go to the African Union. That's what we need to do. We need to all show up in Africa and centralize, and then put our proposal to the African Union as the repatriated diasporans who have returned home. Okay, because they treat us like Mzungu. We speak Mzungu. We look Mzungu, we eat Mzungu, right? So we basically are Mzungu to them. So when we go to try to get our immigration documentation, when we go to try to get our residency, and we go to try to get our paperwork, they have Mzungu price fees for us too. Okay? And we have to all show up, and we all have to centralize, right, around the specific idea of repatriation. And I was speaking with the Jamaican consulate today in my interview, and she said something I thought was extremely valuable and important. What she said was reparations should not be paid out to any country just like it's paid to Israel to individual people and people who wish to return. So that to me is the roots and the grounds. Jamaicans have always had the reparations and repatriation. We've never separated the two. We've never had like a separate philosophy of just reparations or just repatriation, because to be honest with
There's
you,
a lot of
if
Jamaicans
most
on.
if most black people got reparations in America, that money would go right back into America to keep them oppressed and keep them stay in under the heel of white people. Okay, that money should only be paid out to those who are looking to repatriate to Africa. Okay, because the goal, the as you said earlier, the struggle has always been about going home. It was never about so I could be equal with you and I could eat at your table, but you don't want to eat at that table. You don't want to eat at that table. You don't want that table. You don't want that debt. You don't want that stress. You don't want that strain. You don't want that 90 days of sunshine out of 365 days a year. You don't want to starve your melanin. You don't want, these non-communal mentalities and ways of thinking. That's not what you want. You don't want that. Okay, you want equality with your brothers and sisters. If you wanted to start some kind of business, you have enough black people around you to try something. That you don't have to fear of fail. You have enough around you.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. And I again want to commend you for being one that is taking action, and and I commend the sisters too, because like I say, the sister help me remember her name with Black Sip. Um, can't think of her name right off, but these African queens are doing some amazing things in terms of spearheading this movement with repatriatism back to Africa. And so the support is needed. I mean, because it is a undertaking that shouldn't be done alone. Uh, Not that it just can't, but it shouldn't be done alone. I think we all should have some skin in the game when it comes to helping one another come back home. And as Renee said, it's not just the physical structure, but we are also building people here, because our people have been torn down by systemic racism in the United States. And so there's also, you'll be investing in the building up of your people, not just the beautiful estate that this sister has acquired here on the Indian Ocean. And trust me, it's beautiful. So when you look at those two things that you'll be investing in, the actual real estate and the actual people being built up, that's an investment worth making. And you may be finding yourself investing in your own place of refuge, because you may find yourself calling Renee and saying, "Listen, do you have any room? We on our way." And so there could be no better investment that I could make right now. I've actually changed. My wife and I make contributions to different things every year, and there are some things that are good things, right? Good efforts and good services. But when I look at those efforts and how they're fighting and they just spinning their wheels, I say, you know what? I'm going to have to divert some of those investments and invest in the repatriation, invest in the Exodus House, and making sure that my people have a place of refuge in these types of times that we're living in right now. So again, hey JoJo, she is not having it tonight. She said it's 12 o'clock. It's after. It's almost. Is it almost 1 here now? Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here. So you see what type of sacrifices are made. We have to be up at 12 and 1 o'clock to catch you all at prime time in the United States just to get this message across. And JoJo is ready for us to end this thing. Look like. But listen, again, I want to thank you, Renee. I will be ending this and going and making sure that I send money to PayPal right now. Getting on the phone with my wife shortly after we end and getting that donation in. And I just want to encourage others. Hey, sister.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. And so I'm going to leave, but I'm going to be still tuning in by way of YouTube. And it's time for me to make that call. My wife and children, they're waiting for their passports to be processed. And prayerfully by December, they'll be joining me here in Dar es Salaam.
Blessings from Mississippi. I'm from Batesville. How are you?
Are you serious?
I am. I'm in Tennessee now, but I'm from Batesville, Mississippi. Yes, I am.
Yeah. So that's good. Good seeing you. Are you in Tanzania now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. We'll be waiting for you.
Thank you.
Batesville, that's Panola County.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tigers. I went graduated from South Panola.
Yeah, I have some friends. What's the city kind of next to you? Black city.
Sardis.
Mayor Diane Freelon. She was the mayor one time. A black sister.
Nesbitt or Sardis.
No, it's a little further south of Batesville.
Maybe Grenada. I'm going to look.
Grenada. That's it.
Okay, Grenada. I thought.
Yeah, got a lot of friends in Grenada. Yeah, and Pop.
Mayor Witherspoon, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time here. You've given me a solid hour of your time, and for that I'm greatly appreciative. Thank you so much for everything that you have done to try to bring exposure to this Exodus project. It's not just a house. It really is a space of healing and regeneration when we get to the continent, because a lot of our brothers and sisters they have never known what it felt like to be surrounded by Black and Black love. Right? So we need that.
I tell you, it feels real good. It feels real good.
Yes, it does. It sure does. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll talk, okay? Okay. All right. Okay, Mayor. Bye-bye. Hi, beautiful. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Simone. Okay. Yes, this is so no matter what hour, as long as I get out the bed, she got her own bed. But as long as I get out the bed,
that's
no.
It. Over.
That's it. I can't have no kind of life. I can't come to the live stream and turn up.
We're looking for the palm wine. We were wondering. This is sweet tea, by the way, but we were looking for the palm.
It's over here. It's over here. We got it. This is the Acrite juice.
All right.
The Wild Africa Acrite juice. So how is your repatriation? How is your repatriation journey going, beautiful?
It is going well. I didn't know that packing could be not so much fun. I did know that, but packing to go to the continent is on a whole nother level. And I'm purging in my spirit. My husband is on board now, so he's leading the charge for what can go and what must stay. And it's like when he says everything must go, I'm like, can I keep this? So
nope.
It's like, nope. So it is going well. It is going well. Hello, JoJo, sweetie.
Introduce yourself, please, so the people can know where to find you.
Absolutely. Well, I am Sanal, and so I have a channel. I have a YouTube channel here as well. It's just my first name, Sanal. I'll let's see. Can I type it? I don't think I can type it in the chat. But if someone, I'll try to type it at some point in the chat. I'm trying to mute this thing because I know it's going to come on live, so I can type in the chat. Oh, there it is. And so I have a YouTube channel that's growing, and so we talk about repatriating and about all things spiritual when it comes to repatriating to the motherland, getting our spirits rights before we go, in terms of keeping our elevating our spirits and keeping our spirits lifted, because that is so completely important. And I do amazing interviews with amazing people like Renee. So please go over and check out that interview that I did on the Exodus House, because I love sharing the journeys of people, especially people who are just repatriating as well. And so, yeah, that's me. So come over and join the family and check it out. Somehow I can't hear you. Maybe it's me. Let's see.
No, it was me. I muted because she was doing some stuff.
Okay.
So what does it feel like to you in 2020? Does it look like it's a time that we should be lollygagging? What is the impetus? What is happening? What do you see? What do you feel happening around you in 2020?
Right. So many things are happening in 2020. And so I see Martha Vineyard is saying, hello, I'm from Grenada, Mississippi. I'm originally from Batesville, Mississippi. And so my grandmother started this process with me as a school teacher at the Batesville Elementary School System. And she taught me about Anansi the spider. And she told me all of the stories to keep me connected to the Most High and connected to my ancestors. And so that stayed within me. As I got older, my mom began to tell me stories about and showing me how to spiritually draw out the who of who I am. And that means to look in the mirror and say, you are beautiful, you're amazing, you're wonderful. And I say that at the end of all of my broadcasts, because that was what my mom taught me. In this season, we are in a new season because we've been growing, establishing a connection back to our ancestry and heritage and who we are. We have been telling the stories. We've been getting connected to the motherland. And so we're in a new season now, beyond self-esteem and now into self-empowerment. And so what does that look like? That looks like the true reconnection with you and with the motherland is to go home. We're all feeling, and I talked about this on a live today, we're all feeling, right, this sense of urgency that it must happen, that it's happening, that it must happen now. And as we're feeling that, we must also continue to protect our energy and set protections around us and over us as our people begin to journey home. There is a law, and it's called the Law of Reciprocity. That means what you make happen for others, the Most High will make happen for you. So as this moment, what it feels like, especially for those of us who are still here in the West, what that looks like, it looks like giving, right? It looks like connecting with the Exodus House. It looks like connecting with the vision of those who are on the continent and getting ready to go, and ensuring that they can do the vision that the Most High has placed inside of them. The Law of Reciprocity says that as you give, it shall be given unto you. This is the season that we are in. This is the season. So those of you who are waiting and you're at home and you don't have your passports yet, you don't have all your money together yet, you don't have everything packed up, you are trying to still get your spouse or significant others or your children or your grandparents or your mama and granny and them, trying to get them on board, place a seed. This is when you step into the river of Ma'at and you place a seed and you give a donation, a seed yield, so that the Most High can then take that seed and you place it into the hands of the Exodus House to build to further the vision that the Most High has given. You plant that seed, so then the Most High can then work in your situation, can then work in the things that you are calling forth to come into your life. This is the law of reciprocity. This is the season that we are in. As you help others go, there are people, don't you know, with Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Marcus, there were people who couldn't go or didn't feel maybe they were too old. But don't you know, they bought tickets or they donated so their children could go. They donated and they blessed so that somebody else could go and build.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the season that we are in. While you're sitting and you're waiting and you're wondering, what is my part? I may not be able to go right now. I may not be able to do this right now in this season, but my sister is there. My sister is building. And so what must I do? I must plant a seed. And that is the African way. That is the African principle.
Well, you, Miss Sinov, you have come through and you have blessed this fundraiser, ma'am. You have definitely blessed it with your words and your voice and your energy, and I appreciate that. And something I wanted to explain to people is that when you donate, I think I have it on the website, on the Exodus Africa website, donating $200 gives you seminars and everything, but you also get 1 week of the Exodus House. And that 1 week at the Exodus House is transferable and it does not expire. And your name is to be in, it's in the founder's mural, okay? So we have an artist that we're looking, once the staircase is finished, we're going to be painting a mural from the top to the bottom that tells our story, that defines our experience of what exactly it is that we have gone through and how we're coming back to make Africa great again. Yes. Okay? Because Africa was always great, right? We're the greatness that was taken out of Africa, right? We're the resources, we're the skills. They are so afraid, these white folk are so afraid of Black people coming back and controlling the oil, controlling the gemstones, controlling everything. They're so afraid of you coming back and having power and dominion over them. They're afraid of you coming back. They're afraid of you coming back and dominating the seashores. They're afraid of you coming back and dominating the oil. This is their biggest fear. If you look at what they did to Marcus Garvey, you can understand that their biggest fear is that all of us would leave. That's why they don't show us Africa. That's why they don't want to show us how beautiful the place is. That's why they only show us dirt roads. And that's why they only talk about the leaders who steal and do all kinds of stuff. Like, our leaders don't steal and go to jail. Okay, so you have to really put your head in a space where you understand your worth and your value. You know, I met a young lady, I met two young ladies today that have given me hope for moving forward, because they have brought their skills. They didn't come with much, but they brought their human capital and their human skills that they can teach other people. Okay, there's a young lady that she walked out of her, she was military background, walked out of her whole entire house. I think she was listening to one of my Get Your Ass Up videos. And she walked out of her whole house, you know, and she left some of her tools. And your tools are what you're going to need. If you are good, if you're a builder, if you're a craftsman, if you're a journeyman, an engineer, you bring some of your tools. See what you can get here, okay? Even if you can't get it in a suitcase, ship it here, right? Because there are so many things that can be done that we can teach. We can join forces and start companies. We don't have to go and start individual companies. We can start companies. That's what I would like to do with the Exodus Africa website, is to start the company and hire people and get you employment visas, and we just keep working it out till we figure it out. Okay, so you know, don't look at all of these things that I can't see and I don't know how it's gonna go. None of us know how it's gonna go. When your mama was pregnant with you, she didn't know how it was gonna go, right? But she fed you and she took care of you, right? So we don't worry about how it's gonna go. We're gonna figure it out as we go along together. But in the meantime, we need a home. We need a place for healing. We need a place for our children. We need a place for education. We need a place for sharing. We need a place that we are going to be able to collaborate and raise each other and meet each other through. Okay? Because as it is now, there are people here, but they don't even know each other exists. Everybody's at a different hotel. Everybody's at a different, their own house. You know, because once you come and you're like, okay, I'm trying to figure out Africa. I'm getting into the groove. There are power outages. I'm trying to figure out this outside drying my clothes on the line. I'm trying to figure out this outside cooking. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do with these kids. You completely forget that there are other people out there who are going through the same thing with you. And this time we have strength in numbers, we have technology, and we have a place. And I want to create a blueprint. I want to create a template for how other people can recreate the same thing wherever in Africa they are. That's why my message is not about come to Tanzania. I want all of y'all here. Go to some other places. Find some other place that look nice and look good and the people are nice and good, and go there. Okay, go to those other places too and build it out and make it into what we want it to be. Don't worry about what it's not and think about how are you going to make it into what it needs to be, right? Take all of your skills, all of your education, pack your talent. I have this lady, Lynx's wife, honey, she discovered her baking skills since she's been here, right? And I've been eating good garlic bread, cinnamon rolls, cinnamon rolls with raisin, soft as air, because you go to an African bakery and they might not use all of the ingredients, right? And so if you don't eat it the same day, it gets hard. So there are no preservatives in the food, but you get her hot bread fresh out the oven, honey. I'm telling you, there's skills. So already that's a business for her. I would like to see her in business. I would like to buy from her and supply the Exodus house every day, right? That's a business for a sister.
Right.
Okay, and that's how what I'm looking to do is build community. I want us all to live in close enough proximity that we can share with each other, that we can do homeschooling together, that we can, if you're far out, you can still come down to the Exodus house and contribute. You can learn, you can engage with the people who are coming through. There is structured education that is going along with it. There is the detox and decompression within your first 24 hours, right? Because you're gonna have to sleep that off. Once you sleep off that anxiety of traveling and coming and packing and packing and packing, once you sleep that off, you're gonna realize that, I'm not home anymore. Where is home? And you're gonna start feeling all different kinds of things. So you need somebody who's going to walk you through, gravitate you through, and where you need to go.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this Exodus house is beyond. Oh, this one says, rest a little. You look tired for real. I am tired. Child, I was born tired. We're going to rock it till the wheels fall off. Okay. We're going to rock it till the wheels fall off. Yes, honey. But we need to really take our repatriation as seriously as we take everything else. If we took our repatriation, right? If we took our repatriation as seriously as we took Jordan serious, okay? If we took Jordans and brand clothes and all of this, if we took it just as half as seriously, okay, we could build up ourselves in ways that you could never imagine, right? The continent has resources for us all, okay? there are diamonds here, there is gold here, there is silver here. Imagine if Black folk own and control all the gold.
Woo. And we worried about reparation.
Imagine
Look,
if,
give me Tanzanite. Just give me Tanzanite and some seashells. And
these big blue chairs are as close as I'm ever gonna get to some Tanzanite. So stop it. But yeah, we definitely need to hold on to our spirit, our morality, okay? Our humanity, our dignity, the things that identify us, that separates us consciously. Because if you didn't go through a life experience of my daddy was a slaver or my grandfather was a slaver and my grandparents my great grandparents did this to Black people, if you did not go through that and you don't have that conscience, that guilt, right? A lot of these things, these violence that you see acting out right now is guilt. They are guilty. They are living with guilt and shame, and they want to justify what their ancestors did by recreating and recommitting the same kinds of crimes on Black people that's out there right now. Black people just walking and minding their own business, have no history of oppressing anyone. Your mentality is completely different from someone who has oppressed. Your mentality is
I talked about this today, and we as a people have a lot of spiritual power, and it's time for us to connect back to that ancestral wisdom and spiritual conscious power that we have. And so I talked today on my live and telling people it's time to set your energy. It's time to use your energy instead of you getting caught up in what is going on, especially in America with Breonna Taylor, right? So I'm in Memphis, just outside of Memphis. They're protesting even in the rain. And so they're protesting throughout Kentucky. So instead of us getting caught up in all of the devices and the negativity and violence that the enemy is using against us, use your energy to set a wall of protection and a shield of protection, not only over Renee and the project that she's doing in Tanzania, but also over all of your brothers and sisters here in America. Use your power to see yourself walking on the shores by the waters of the Exodus house. Use your energy. If you're not in Tanzania right now, this is what my husband and I do every night before we go to bed. When those videos, when Renee is showing us that peek through the gate and shows us the waters, use your energy to see yourself standing right beside Renee, looking through that, pulling those red gates open. Use yourself when she's walking through that house, the Exodus house. Use your power. Do you hear me? Your conscious power from the Most High, from the ancestors, to see you sleeping in that beautiful bed that's in that master bedroom. I already claimed that room for myself. Do you hear me? Look.
Yes.
See,
yes, ma'am. The law of attraction.
yeah.
You see the interesting thing, Sanal, is this is self-actualization expanded on a community level, because so many of us have that pent-up desire to return to Africa. So many of us have that pent-up desire to have a place to go, right? And for me, arriving in Africa was self-actualization. Okay, being able to do that, I have now expanded it to a community mindset where we're all now experiencing self-actualization at once. We're all at one time.
Expand that. And so now that you got the vision, and you've caught the fire, you've caught the vision of what our sister is doing. Look, some of y'all, this is my sister. Look, and I have not even met her yet. Now we've done virtual hugs, and I've given her virtual kisses, but you caught this fire from day one and day two, because some of y'all follow all the journey and all the days. Now the moment has arrived for you to give. Now the moment has arrived for you to bring that self-actualization, to bring that vision out of your mind into the realm and the sphere of the physical. Yeah, I'm talking spiritual. For some of those of you who have ears, let you hear. Now is the time for you to prepare a place, not only so that I can come and my family can come, but so that you can come and so that your families can come. And we continue to do this. And the more we join together, this is the thing that they never thought would happen. This is the time that the people who tried to keep us apart with Jim Crow laws and all of these other laws that they tried as they may, thought would never come to pass, would never happen. I said this today on my live. You are the ancestors' dream. You are the continuation of the plans that Garvey established years ago. You are the generation that is now coming to Africa in mass numbers. And this plan will not, must not, cannot be stopped. But it takes each of us using our conscious and mental power from the Most High, our prayers, our thoughts, right? Our positive thoughts, but also right? Packing in our suitcases the tools, and somebody grab some sheets, grab some somebody grab some towels. Go and grab you from Burlington or something. Grab some towels and pack that extra set of towels in your suitcase. Somebody send what you can, small or large. Send your gift, and we make it happen. We make the enemy a lie, and you do that today. You have the power to do that right now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that, because let me tell you, this is a leap of faith, right? And it's a leap of faith just coming to Africa. I didn't expect that place. I was like, I have a little bit of money. I can get my residency. I could get a little car. I wasn't expecting that. So, like I said a couple of days ago, a lot of you don't know what's here for you. You just need to come and try and see what is available to you. And sometimes what is available to you is what you yourself are bringing. It's something inside of you that you're bringing. It's your curiosity. I was curious. I'm a curious person. I was like, what's over there? Okay. And I'm sure there is somebody right now who wanted a place just like that and they couldn't find it. It was the dream. I was always looking for like any kind of building that somebody don't want no more, whether it's in Jamaica or America, I was always looking for that building. Okay. And last year I was looking at a property that I had loved in Kenya that was right near the water, and it had agricultural land, and it was way more money than I could ever afford. So I made a YouTube video that I could watch it all the time and look at this property, right? And it was right next to the border in Kenya, in Tanzania. That was what I wanted. And then I got the scholarship to film school. And so that delayed me for a year, right? And after being delayed for a year, when the coronavirus hit, I took all my little much and I was like, bye. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it, So right now, so far, I'm going to list you some of the things that we have done so far. Okay? So far, we have completely cut down and cleared grass weeds that were as high as my shoulders. Okay, we had to get something like 10 men out there, right? And that was a 1 point something million T-shilling job just to clear the land, because when I got it, I wanted to see. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't figure out what I was looking at. If it is it a haunted house? Is it the jungle? I couldn't see anything, right? So I cleared the land. After I cleared the land, what Jackson, my driver, he has a fundee who is a contractor. He's like, this guy is really good, so I brought him over. And he goes, I would like to start this project for you in good faith. I'm going to give you a price for just these 3 windows. If you want to go ahead and do it, let's do that. So I'm like, that. Okay, I have that in my wallet right now. So I paid for that. The next thing I know, I have a whole entire construction project. I have a whole entire project, and what I decided to do was I wrote down everything that I needed to do week by week. So I had a projection for where the project was going to end, and where was the middle and where was the beginning. Right now, we're in the middle of the project. So all of the ironwork on the ground floor has been removed and replaced. It wasn't just like making new ironworks, they had to be taken out. So that was a different price, because you have to remove the old structure. So removing the ironworks, making new ironworks, that in and of itself is a very pricey proposition. Then we have tongue and groove boards that were in the lower in the lower attachment portion. Those boards, they call them shiplap in America. So if you have them for the roof, that's a fire hazard. So I had to remove those. Then on the upper floors, the roof was almost gone. I've got termites. I had a termite mountain that was as tall as me, coming up out of the aloe vera. I had to dig up that aloe vera bed completely, and then get someone to exterminate the termites, and then we leveled it off with cement. Okay, there is a huge gate that has steps going down to the sea. That was just blown off. It was just wood just hanging there by some kind of handkerchief, and I had metal works created for that. And then I had to get the anti-corrosion solution to put over those metal works so that the air didn't come and eat that up. Okay, and then now we have the guys on the roof. So we're removing the facial boards, taking out all of the old TNG, repairing the TNG. What could be repaired is going to be repaired. What could be replaced is going to be replaced. It's not a brand new build, because there are resources that need to go everywhere. The staircase was just a rickety-tickety wooden thing. My video today shows that they started working on the staircase. Where we are now, the next big thing that we're looking to raise funds for are windows. So the windows themselves are approximately for 33 windows. The building has 33 windows on it, and it never had windows. Okay, and it was just like old glass over ironworks, and the wind blows, and it was filthy. So windows is going to cost me approximately $7,000 US, right? So that's about 15 million T-shillings. So that's where we are now. So I have to take the project little by little, because I have to supervise and oversee everything. I have to micromanage the hell out of everything, that nothing is missed a beat. And for me, this is not something for me. It's for my people. And so y'all are gonna have to maintain this thing. Y'all are gonna have to care for this thing. Y'all are gonna have to show that you deserve a place, that you have a place. because how you treat the Exodus house is how you're going to treat your repatriation, your journey, your home. You demonstrating that you can take care of something is what we're going to use to show to these governments that, look, this is how we take care of our own. This is how we take care of our place. This is how we take care of our land. This is how we take care. This is how we form agricultural co-op groups. You know, we can do this in your country. This is how we employ local people. This is how we learn new skills and, you know, and incorporate those skills with the local community, right? So that's how we you know, that's how we're going to have to do this. We're going to have, this is just a test subject, okay? Because when we test this subject, we can say, hey, look, there's some land over there that we can take this the bigger. You all have an unemployment problem in this city. Let's try that here, right? You all have a, you know, we can use this small space and enrich us, the community around us and each other.
Yeah.
Okay, but through this small space. But I need your support. Like Simone says, you all have to plant this seed, right? Because one person alone isn't going to be able to do this all, right? I need the intelligent. I need the best, brightest. I need all. I need you all to show up and show out. I need the builders to show up and show out. I need the people who have some skills to come through, right? That could teach and that people can learn from you, right? For me to, you know, to find all this money for a cabinet maker, now they're saying because I now have to put in cupboards for the kitchen. I lowered the windows, so the cupboards that I took out of the kitchen means that I'm on a different height. So either I'm going to lower the cupboards, you know, or do something else. But the truth is, you're going to need, I need that, you know, skill set. I need someone that I could say, come and make me a counter. Come and make me some cupboards for the kitchen. Come and let's do this, right? So whatever we can do, you know. Okay, other donation options. Okay, so other donation options. All right, let me explain to y'all how this donation situationship is happening. In order for me to raise funds in a live chat on YouTube, I need to, she sips her tea, I need to have 40,000 subscribers, okay? We need to have 40,000 subscribers in order for me to be able to raise funds in a live chat on YouTube. I'll have 40,000 subscribers. I'm not telling nobody to like or share or subscribe. I'm talking to you to get your ass up and get off the couch. That you liking and sharing, subscribing isn't going to help somebody else. It's going to help you. Okay? The next person who receives this message might not hit the same way as it hits you. Right? This is a very personal experience. You're going to have to speak to yourself and think for yourself and act for yourself. This is all about you and your mental strength and your mental capacity. So 40,000 subscribers, that's what they want, fine. I have a website. You can donate through the platform. I'm having technical difficulties on the website. A lot of people are trying to sign up and a lot of people are getting turned away. I don't know if Babylon or the devil or whoever it is trying to make that situation difficult, but all of the codes are right and we can't figure out what's wrong. So we probably have to turn off a few of our plugins to see if that's what's interacting with the issue. Okay, and that needs time. And this week I repatriated 6 families. So between the Exodus house, 6 families, you know, I have Patreon. Yes, ma'am. I have a Patreon account, but why am I gonna give Patreon 30% of whatever I'm making? Right? The same, you know, the same way we have Patreon, we can have our own platforms. Right? The same way that they have YouTube and this, that, we can have our own platforms. Right? So we just have to figure it out and make it work. Right. Okay? So yeah, 30%.
30%.
Yep, and YouTube takes 30% of the super chat, and and PayPal takes 30% in your donations. I have a donation button on the Exodus Africa website. At the very bottom of the page, there is a donation button, and I donated to that. I donated myself to test it. It does work. Okay. Excuse me. However, I still take 30%. So if you send me $1, I get 70 cents. $30 just went, 30 cents just went into the ether of YouTube. Okay. But I went back to the PayPal. You can use the friends and family button that you don't pay and I don't pay. You're sending money to your friends and family. You can also use Zelle. Okay. So if you want an option, you can use Zelle, and I'm going to write my Zelle information here. So Zelle does not take anything from you, and it doesn't take anything from me. Your bank would have to have Zelle, and you would have to have me as a contact in your phone for Zelle to work. So I have Zelle, if that's an option that you want to try, so you can go directly to the bank. So the Zelle transfers out of your bank account into my bank account free of charge. Okay, but it depends on what kind of bank you have. So Zelle, you can use, let's see. I'm going to put it right here that you can see the Zelle, okay? And a lot of you don't want to pay, you don't want to give your money to what's the next one? The GoFundMe. Yeah. A lot of people don't want to give their money to GoFundMe either. So I don't know what you want to do. You want to just blink and you know, we're not there yet where we could just blink and send the money to each other. These folk has figured out how to make some money off of us. Go ahead, Snow.
I was, thinking while she was talking, I was thinking about Exodus. So I was watching one of the videos that Renee did. She was talking about Moses and the Great Exodus. And so when Moses and the Hebrew children, when our ancestors left, come on now, somebody in this house, when they left and were headed to to the promised land, look, y'all, I'm about to rewrite y'all whole Bible for you. I'm about to drop the whole truth. But when they rewrote it, when they came out of Egypt into the promised land, right, into the motherland, they brought all of the wealth and the riches with them. Look, they were so skilled. They had talking about skilled labor. They were sitting there took some of the gold that they had reclaimed, right? And they made a golden calf. I mean, so everything that Renee is talking about, you had skilled laborers, all right? So they were able to make the golden calf, skilled enough to make the golden calf. You had the wealth. That's how you should see yourself as you're coming out of Africa, coming out of the West, out of Babylon, and coming into the motherland. So as you're coming, bring your skills, bring your wealth and your prosperity, so that when we get to the motherland, when we get to Tanzania or wherever, but right now we're working on Tanzania right now and building up the Exodus house. When we get there, we can build and we can be and live in community and harmony together. Look, all you need to do is to take the examples. Most of us came out of what we're doing. Most of us have come out of traditional Christian background, right? Christian Judeo background. So we know these principles to be true. We know how this works. We built churches and schools and all kinds of things. We used to do barn raisins. Their grandparents talked about that. We have been building community, right? We've been building Black Wall Street. We've been doing that. So now we're going to build Black Wall Street in Tanzania, right? We're going to start with the Exodus house. Do you hear me? And so that is our mission. And we want you to get on board. Get on board. Get on board. Come on, catch that fire and get on board. We're doing what our ancestors have done. We're doing what we've been called to do. And this is the day. This is the day that the Most High has made.
Yes, and we rejoice and be glad in it and your sermon, honey. We rejoice and be glad in your sermon because this I feel like Noah some days. Some days I feel like Noah, that anybody who doesn't understand will look and say, well, why are you doing that? Why would you even build that? That don't make no kind of sense, right? And it's like I'm seeing something that I'm just acting on something else, right? And I'm acting based on what the ancestors have delivered to me as what I need to do. Right. Because this is a blueprint. What these African mosquito. Welcome to Tanzania. I got him.
Woo!
Another one bites the dust. Right? Yeah. Let me see. Daughter of Zion says, let's see. The promised land is in Africa. Right. If Africa is the promised land, I can't see God promising nobody no desert. Okay, you go to these countries that they're calling the promised land. There is no milk and honey flowing there. The milk and honey is flowing out of Ethiopia. Okay, the milk and honey is flowing. Oh, she sips her tea. The milk and honey. The milk and honey is the source of all water. Of all water in the northern part of Africa is out of Ethiopia. The Blue Nile is the only river that runs from south to north. Okay, that comes out of Africa. The water, okay, resources, the diamonds, the gold. They don't have none of that stuff. I don't know whose land they were talking about promising. I don't know which God of mine would promise me no desert and no sand. Right. Okay, and they ain't even got no oil.
And no coltan and none of those other things either.
Right. What was so precious about? I don't know what's precious about that, but I know what's precious about us. I know what's precious about the Congo. I know what's precious about Tanzania. The Germans showed up. The Congo, the Belgians showed up. Right. We know what's precious about Senegal. The French showed up. Right. Namibia, the Germans showed up. South Africa, the Dutch showed up. Right. They didn't go. They're not invading Israel. Okay. Right. They're not showing up in Israel or in any of these promised places. They're not showing up in Jordan. Okay. They're showing up in Africa. The Chinese are showing up in Africa. They're coming to Mozambique. They're coming all over. Okay. You catch a shrimp out of the Indian Ocean, you can feed your whole family for a week. The shrimps are yay big. You like shrimp? I love shrimp. They're big.
African.
They are real.
The African Ocean. I renamed it.
Yes, they didn't kidnap us and take us to no Scotland to go farm.
No.
They kidnapped us and took us to the beautiful places to replicate Africa. That's their whole plan and scheme, is to replicate Africa. The white woman is all about replicating the black woman. Look, go look. She got to spend all her time in the tanning salon, honey. She got to spend all her time trying to look like you, trying to pump her lips like you, her butt like you, her breasts like you. Meanwhile, you're talking about, I'm so fat. She's trying to figure out how to get some of that fat. Okay, it's all about replicating you. Go and look at what they're selling you. Stay up late, stay up past midnight and turn on your television and look at all of these male enhancements things. Male enhancement is a multi-billion-dollar industry designed to replicate the black man. Okay? So they've been trying to replicate you. They've been trying to replicate your country. They've been trying to replicate all of your resources and all of your options and opportunities. Meanwhile, they turn around and they selling you some concrete jungle and empty promises that you can't build with, you can't open a business with, you can't survive with? Like, what is that?
Right.
What is that they're trying to sell you as the future? Right? What is that they're trying to sell you as a country? That's not a country, that is a state. Those are states. Those are states of affairs. Okay? Sometimes your state is good and sometimes your state is bad. Okay? It's not the United States. Mommy. It is a state of behavior. Okay, go Simone. Let me find out what JoJo wants.
So someone said that we've been building, buildings out of straw. We've been building buildings out of mud. The ingenuity and the information that the ancients have shared with us and revealed to us from generation to generation has been done so that we could walk in this moment right now. Don't miss the season. Don't miss the moment, your moment, for you to be a blessing, for you to invoke the law of reciprocity in your life right now. As you give, it is given unto you, right? Good measure, pressed down and shaken together, running over out of your bosom, shall then it flow back to you. That is the law of reciprocity. That is the law. This is how it works when we give. When we make happen for others what we would like to happen in our own lives, then the Most High shows up and blesses and undergirds the work that we are doing and helps it to rise and to multiply. This is the season that we are in, and this is the moment that we are walking in. And so, as other people are watching us and watching what we are doing to see what we're doing, this has ripple effects then, not only in how it's going to bless our lives and bless our families' lives, but it has ripple effects on how governments look at us as we come forward because we're doing positive, amazing things. We're building, we're creating, right? We're working in unity and harmony. And we are a blessing. And so we are the people of the book. We are the people of the book. And so as we move in the spirit of the Most High. And so as a chosen people, we have chosen things to do. We have work to do that has been set aside for us to do with the work of our hands, to be a blessing. And so as you bless Sister Renee, as you bless the Exodus house, as you bring, right, and pour out of the wealth that the Most High has given you, then the Most High blesses and pours more back into you. And that's this reciprocity. This is this continual circle that continues to go on and continues to happen and continues to be a blessing. And governments look at us, and when we get there, they're happy to give us citizenship and residency. They're calling you, asking you to come over to where they are, right? To come to other countries and the next country to build and to build because they see the blessings that you are creating and the wealth that you are creating here. So don't take this moment lightly because you have been called and you have been created and you're present in this very moment for something special and for something amazing. And we are working and building together. I love how Renee is using or utilizing the skills that are there, the Africans, and to see Africans and African Americans and people from the Caribbean and people from the West all working together as one. This was the ancestors' dream, right? We are the ancestors' dream, and we are the chosen ones for this moment to create, right? To create and to be a blessing. And so your life is so special. Your life is so beautiful. And it is in this moment that you allow your light not only to shine, but illuminate and send out like a beacon of light throughout the whole world to show as it beams from the Exodus house, as you pour into the Exodus house, as you donate to the Exodus house, as you give to the Exodus house, as you bring gifts to the Exodus house, as you bless Renee and the work that she's doing, then this becomes a beacon of light flashing in the darkness to show our brothers and sisters the way home. Don't you want to be a beacon? Don't you want to be a pioneer? I do. I want to be a beacon of light to share. I want to be a lighthouse, right? This is the hill. This is the city, right? Being built on a hill to show and to share and to guide through the Most High and the work of the ancestors to guide our people home. And so we're creating this space together. We're creating the Exodus house. She's doing the work and we're doing the donating and the giving, right? And we're setting our good intentions and our prayers and sending our love so that this beautiful thing that the Most High ordained for Renee to do when Renee was a baby younger than JoJo, even before their time, God, the Most High, the ancestors had already ordained it for Renee to do this work and had already ordained this moment where we're all sitting on this live together.
Yes.
Be a blessing, to donate, to build, so that we can create this lighthouse, this beacon to bring our people home.
Yes, ma'am. You know, I'm going to say something. When all these years I was in America thinking about repatriating to Africa, okay? I knew that it was my destiny to repatriate to Africa, but I was afraid. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any connections. I had African people like, yeah, I'll host you, be my guest. People I met on Facebook, come to my house, but I don't know them, right? And that fear of not knowing and the unknown kept me in America for so long. And it only continued my suffering. It only continued the stress, the brutality, my unhappiness, right? Because I wanted to get out, but I didn't know how or who to go to or how to start. I mean, I would go over articles that I read. Maybe somebody, got a little shine in the BBC. I would go over those articles over and over again, trying to connect to those people and, trying to see if there's like any kind of community. Is there any kind of place for me to go to? And I realized that you either had to have a lot of money, but there was no soft landing. There was no soft landing. And, one of the things that I remember Les Brown saying is, if it's hard, do it hard. If it's hard, do it hard. Okay. And it was hard. It is hard to say, okay, I don't want this stuff no more. But at the end of the day, I have been groomed to that because I've repatriated to Jamaica multiple times. I was born in Jamaica, so I have, I've been exposed to hardships. I've been exposed to different things. So for me, coming to Africa is like, all I have to do is show up with a good attitude and show up being myself. And it will do what it do. The rest will do what it is supposed to do, right? So there was no blueprint for how I was gonna do it. But I had to say, okay, I've been here before. All right, and that's what you have to tell yourself. If you went through some things in life, just tell you, I've been here before. I've seen this before. This has happened before. I know how to do this. I know how to make friends. It's like the first day of school. You show up, you don't know nobody. By the time you graduate, the whole school knows your name. It's just talking to people and engaging with other people, you know. But I was looking for a community, and there was none. There was no, you know, how do I tap into that? You know, and you know, a lot of the people that I was seeing on YouTube, everything was more like, oh, you pay this money, but what am I paying into? Am I paying into your dream, or am I paying into the security of a child, of a home for myself and my child? So I didn't have any structures for how I would do this, as far as if I wanted to make it a consultancy, because I had seen it done and it turned me off. And it felt like my people were being pimped on something that this is not the time to pimp, right? This is not the time. Right. But at the same time, it's a human resource. You're dealing with humans. You're dealing with humans, and you're dealing with people. You're dealing with almost the public, right? And there are multiple personalities, multiple things that go into all of this. You know, you might show someone a house and they tell you it looks awful, and you might show the next person a house and they think it's paradise, right? Excuse me. So there is a lot to not want to do this, as far as I don't want, you know, to repatriate families. There's a lot I don't want to do this, right? But also, I have to remember what it was like for me being over there, you know, not having, you know, anybody to connect to, wanting to go. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. And a lot of people are responding positively to, okay, I can do that. If she could do it with a kid that she just got there 2 months ago, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. You know, and that's what we have now. You know, so that's exactly how I wanted it to be, as far as a movement. But I did not expect to be the person that was like, okay, I got somebody to pick up from the airport, go and stay at this hotel, we're going to show you this house, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So my mission right now is, whenever anyone asks me for my help, I tell them to donate and vote your conscience, right? Because I want to be in a place where if it gets uncomfortable for me, I can say, I can't do that, right? Because I'm absorbing a lot. But what I feel is, when the Exodus house is ready, and when the rooms are ready, and when everything is ready, and I can cut out so much by, you know, instead of sending you all over the place or sending you down to this hotel or that hotel, we all into the same place. Instead of me trying to figure out how am I going to get 4 people into a car, or 5 people in a car that fits only 3, we can do it different ways. We can all do it together. Instead of, you know, one family trying to figure out how they're going to come up with 6 months rent, they can partner with another family and come up with that 6 months rent together, and they can figure it out from there. So, I mean, there's so much that will come from being unified in a place around this movement. There's so much that's going to come from that the fear of, I don't know where I'm going to go, to I know where I'm going to go. Right. There's a very big difference. Okay. And I think once this Exodus house is completed, I think we're going to see the floodgates open a lot wider. We're going to see a lot of people saying, I want to come through here. I did a video with he's a park ranger, and he was saying you might need to look into campsite. And I'm like, I don't know about campsite, because it might be hot and people might not be with it, but hey, it's gonna have to do what it do.
Gotta do what it do. Gotta make it be what it be.
Exactly. You got to make it do what it do and make it be what it be, right? We because I know there isn't going to be a lot of space, but some of us are going to have to adapt like a community mentality to say, okay, I feel comfortable sharing a room with another person. This is my new sister. Okay, until they figure it out to say, okay, we're gonna get a place. I want to detox people of America within the first 24 or 48 hours of arriving. They need a detox. There's nothing preparing us. No one is even looking at this as an industry, because it is an industry. Anytime you have a movement of a people towards something, then there is an opportunity there, and we have to figure out how do we own that industry in every way of it all. That's why there is a platform to go with the industry, right? And a place to go with the industry, because they're gonna come, they're gonna make something. They're gonna try to figure out how to get in on this. Yeah. And we so dumb, we're gonna go, well, they use a black actor, right? They use a black actor, they use a black model, they use some black pictures and get that black money, right? And leave us in the dust all the time. They do it to us all the time. So once they figure out that there's an industry here, they're gonna come and try to do something off of this, right? And they're gonna go and get an NGO. They're gonna found an NGO and hire white people to figure out why black people are going to Africa. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's coming.
Meanwhile, we're trying to struggle. We're trying to figure it out. That platform that I built, that could be employment for a lot of people. Okay, this turning into this repatriation agency, or so to speak, it could be employment for a lot of people. Exactly. Right? So there is plenty of opportunity going on. I see Empress Vibe says, Renee, I have a question. Okay, Empress Vibe, come through. Oh, we got Miss Monica. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So, Miss Monica, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Have you been waiting long?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Monica was recently visited us here in Tanzania.
I just
tell us about
yesterday.
Tell us about your trip, Monica.
I had an amazing time in Tanzania. Renee knows that my very first day was rough and rocky, but Renee was so kind to me and so gracious to me, and she took me in under her wing, and she really gave me that soft landing place that she keeps talking about. So even though I didn't stay at the Exodus house because the Exodus house is not done, the Exodus house is really like, it's a concept as well, and it's a way for people to be able to network with other people and accomplish things that you need to accomplish when you're moving to a completely different place. And Renee was so helpful in that, and I can't wait to pay it forward. That's what I told Renee. I can't wait to pay it forward to someone else when I'm there.
Yes, ma'am. And when are you coming back home?
November 1st with this one.
Yes. So she went home for her baby. She came to make sure that this was a community, that this was exactly what I was advertising it as, a community and a network. We don't yet have the Exodus house, but we have enough of us around that we could visit each other and see how we live and see how we interact with each other, right? Having that is extremely important. So that's what Monica wanted. Monica Monica she went to the Rwanda before, and she went to Kenya before, okay? And she wanted to see that this was what we were selling, right? I'm selling come home. That's all I'm selling. And as a mother and as a single mother, she needs community, right? And
That's
she
the most
is my
important thing.
Yes, the most important thing. So she has the little one. These little ones they're the future of Africa. Okay? We're not just bringing our children to Africa. We're bringing the wealth to Africa. That's what these children are. Okay? We're bringing the next generation of Africa to rise up. That's what we're bringing. Okay?
And that's
This
what
next
we're taking
generation
out of the United States.
Yes, we're taking them out of the United States and we're bringing them to Africa because they will now have opportunities. These are the next leaders, right? These, along with the African children in their age group, these are the next leaders who are going to rise Africa. You're not going to hear about no poverty on their watch. They're going to be like, my mama brought me to Africa when I was 7. My mama brought me to Africa when I was 3. My mama brought me to Africa when I was 4. Okay, that's what these children are gonna have. They're gonna say. That's what their experiences are gonna be. Okay, they're going to have enrichment beyond what was put into us. Okay, they're gonna know what resources they have available to them. That's what the homeschooling down at the Exodus house is about. They're gonna know what amethyst is. Okay, they're gonna know what these things are. They're going to know what riches there is in Africa and what rights they have to participate in these economies. Okay? They're going to know what's available to them. This is going to be a different kind of people. They're going to have our mentality of our capitalism and everything that massa exposed us to. They're going to have that, and they're going to have lesser thresholds of obstacles to overcome. Because they will know the culture, they will know the language, they will know the food. They don't need anybody in front of them. They're not going to need anyone in front of them to speak Kiswahili or speak Ga or Twi. They're not going to have that. Okay, they're going to speak Twi and Ga with our mentality and know how to deal with their brothers and sisters because they went to school with them, right? They're going to know how to engage with Africa because they're going to be raised in Africa. And that's the Africa we're raising. That's why when somebody is showing up with a kid, I drop what I'm doing because that's Africa of the future. Right? This is the Africa. I don't know how we gonna stay. Okay, I don't know what we gonna do. We gonna need Magafuli to help us. That's the Africa we're in. Okay, the Africa that they're growing up in is gonna be like, we know who we are. Our parents fought for the right to return, and we have returned, and we have this opportunity, and we're going to use it. Okay, they're not gonna grow up and see what we saw on TV. They're not gonna see that repetition of malpractice of justice. They're not going to see that continuously breaking down their self-esteem. They're not going to see that continuously displacing their thoughts of what it means to be a human being. Yeah. They're not going to see that. They're going to see something else, right? They're going to see something else, and they're going to find things in this Africa to love. They're going to find things in this Africa to protect. They're going to find things in this Africa to fight for. Okay, and keep this Africa from falling back into the wrong hands. Okay, so those are the ones that we've been waiting for. These little people. We just need to figure it out so they don't have to figure it out. And we need to put the fight in them so that they know that they're supposed to fight for what belongs to them. Mm-hmm. Right? Yes, ma'am. That's what it's about.
Renee is so inspiring. I love Renee.
Thank you. I love you too, honey. I can't wait for you to come back.
I can't wait to come back and see you and JoJo again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So for all of you who are listening out there, Miss Monica came through. She brought her father. He has never been to Africa before. And what did you say he saw Africa for?
He saw
What
it
it
for what
is?
it is, yeah, and not for what it isn't. He had his own preconceived notions about what it was, based on American media and everything he's been spoon-fed about what Africa is. And that's what he said the very first day he got there. We were driving from the airport, and you know how it looks like driving from the airport. And he's like, yeah, all I see is poverty. All I see is poverty. But he changed his tune very quickly during our visit. He saw it for what it was and not for the images that he had been fed and the narrative that he had been fed. He saw it for what it was. And I was really grateful for that.
Yes, fantastic. Because some people will see people along the side of the road and like, well, why are those people out there in those sheds on the side of the road? They're making a living. They're
Exactly.
taking care of themselves. They're providing for themselves and their family, right?
And he was
That's
able to see the innovation and see the ingenuity of everybody there. He was able to see it.
yes. Yes, I think when I started to talk in the car on Saturday, like I saw some switches turn on. I saw some switches turn on, and that's the important thing is that we stop comparing, we stop using, the West. The West they kidnap people, they stole things, they kidnapped people and stole land,
Yeah.
okay, and built up wealth, what they call wealth, that everybody's in debt to until the day they die, right? Meanwhile, these people don't owe nobody a damn thing, but we look at them as being poor.
Mhm.
So we have to really readjust the way how we view things and what we consider to be, wealthy and what we consider to be poor.
Right.
Because I would rather live in a country where people are morally enriched than in a country where people are morally bankrupt.
Hmm.
Right? I would rather live in a place like that. So what I was thinking was we need we need the Exodus house for what I provided just for you, because you have come now, you went, now you have a testimony, right? Now you have a testimony, and now you have people in your circle that are good, that are hearing your testimony, right? And you're in your circle, you're bringing back, right? In
Yeah.
Simone's circle, she's giving a testimony, she's bringing back, right? So everyone who has a testimony, right? The Rainbow Tribe, they have a testimony. Somebody in their circle, they're gonna say, well, you know what? We came to Africa, we met this lady, and it's all right. We like it. We loves Africa. We're gonna stay in Africa, right? And somebody's like, you Africa? Let me go find out what they're doing.
Mhm.
Okay? There are so many people now who have that testimony that they're now their own systems of attraction. And that's what we need, right? But with this Exodus house, we want to put it to we want to put that same attraction, we want to put that same level of what you felt to a different level. Okay, a place that you can go. You're homeschooling your children. Mary's homeschooling her children. There are other people here who are homeschooling their children. We can do that and build our own community and our own interaction while also educating and sharing from the Tanzanian people,
Absolutely.
right? You're telling me that we can't have some kind of community, homeschool our children, hire a Tanzanian teacher to teach our children Kiswahili, hire a few Tanzanian teachers, right? Come on, we can do this.
Absolutely.
We can do this. We could do this because these kids they're the future. Like I said, they're the next level. They're gonna turn this Africa out.
Yeah.
They're gonna turn it. They're gonna see us use our power tools and build and do and farm, they're going to see us doing all different kinds of stuff. This is how Africa is going to rise, right? This is how Africa is going to rise, and this is how we're going to build our own wealth. We're going to own and control our own wealth through African Americans, Caribbean Africans, Afro-Caribbeans, Canadian Caribbeans, all those people, the diaspora. Y'all come on home. You come home. I've created a place. I've gone and prepared a place, and where I am, you shall abide. I have prepared a place. Okay? Your God has prepared a place for you. Okay? I'm only the instrument. I'm just the vessel. There is going to be somebody out there who has this idea, the same idea, and they're going to go somewhere else, and they're going to do it. And that's what I want. I want to replicate the project. A project is not worthy if it is not replicatable. That's why my message isn't come to Tanzania. I want you to go anywhere that you think is suitable for you. And look at what we're doing here. Replicate it. Okay? Don't just do no Airbnb. Find a beautiful place, a place of healing and peace, right? Invest in that place and learn how to develop the programs for healing, the yoga, and bring a yoga instructor. Learn how to invest in those people that are going to get our minds right, because it don't make no sense we bring all y'all here to come make this into African American Africa. Okay, we don't need African American Africa. We need Africans. Mm-hmm. That's what we need in Africa. We need Africans in Africa. We need Africans from the diaspora working with Africans in Africa. Okay, so if you coming through here thinking you're superior, you need to unthink those things. You need to unlearn those ideas and those processes. You need to unlearn those things. Okay, don't think because you see an African walking around here barefoot that he's beneath you or he ain't even got shoes. He probably ain't got shoes, but he got his mind, and that's the important thing. Okay, he probably ain't got shoes.
Bill told me to take off my shoes because I need to connect with the earth, and like he had me walking around barefoot, and he was absolutely right. Like my spirit needed to connect so that I can calm down and relax.
Okay, so the earth is a huge magnet, okay? And you have different poles in this magnet. When you are a thing of electricity, whatever you eat transforms into electricity. That's what food is. They're joules, they're calories and joules. When you eat that food and you become electrified by your food and you walk on the ground, you pick up grounding and connectivity to that earth. So walking around barefoot, especially on this African soil that is so close to the sun, is going to bring you and reposition you in a electromagnetic way that you cannot feel in America, because they ain't even got the sun. They ain't got the sun. Okay, so all those things I just told you is all facts. It's all truth. Human beings are we're electromagnetic creatures, and the earth is also any element that you find in your body is also in the soil. Calcium is in the soil. Iron is in you. Iron is in the soil. Anything that you find in your body is as a trace element is also in the soil. So you walking barefoot connects you to the soil and grounds you, just like how you need grounding to turn on the light for electricity. You have to connect with the soil to receive your grounding, right? So you have to think on these things, because a lot of them have not explained to us our biology, right? They haven't told us who we are or what we are. They haven't given us any kind of direction to living on this planet, to eating, to nothing. They just want us to live ignorant and die stupid. That's what they want. Live ignorant and die stupid. So that was interesting that Bill told you to connect to the ground. So I want some of y'all to come up in here and look out and see an African barefoot He barefoot, but he ain't owe nobody nothing. Okay, how many people do you owe? You need to check yourself. You need to check yourself before you come here and compare yourself to try to make yourself feel better than some little black people that you see because you think you're superior, because you've been encountering debt and stress your whole entire life. You think you're superior. You need some act right. You need to learn how to act right. Right? Black people coming here, you have to step down off of your arrogance and open your heart and open your mind to receiving a new mentality. You have to come here with a new mentality. You have to come here with a new spirit. And I know it's hard to do when you're packing and selling and trying to get rid of all this furniture and, you know, and this person over here telling you not to go. Why you won't go to Africa? What's in Africa? I'm not coming to see you in Africa, and putting you in all this emotional stress. You know, you can't do that when you're there. You have to go through the process and then get here. When you do get here, that's when you're going to have to address you. You're going to have to address your thinking. You're going to have to address your perceptions of things. Okay, and that's what the Exodus House is. So I need y'all to donate. If you already donate some more. Please, we need a space, a place that we can do these workshops and these seminars and talk to each other and communicate with each other and have questions being answered and answer the questions that have already been asked 400 years ago. We need that space. We deserve that space. Okay, so that's what we're doing here tonight. We're here to raise these funds, and if y'all like what I'm doing, and if y'all feel like the message that I'm putting out there, we have had multiple people who have met me, have come through, who have seen what I do. You know, it's not just for show. I'm just here being me, right? I'm just here being me. And when you show up with you, just you, without all of that stress and all of that, and you know, when you show up just being you, with none of the stress and none of the what do you call it, the debt, and none of the problems and the drama and the anxiety that you get out of the TV, when you show up with just you, right, looking for a better day, a better way, with better people, you're gonna find it. You are going to find it. It's here. Okay? You don't have to sit there and take that abuse. You don't have to sit there and take it. You don't have to do a damn thing but stay black and get the hell up on out of there. Okay? This is what you are experiencing in the United States as black people is a genocide. If this was happening in Rwanda, these same folk would have called the Hague and the United Nations and all kinds of stuff so they could invade and go in there and get the diamonds and golds before the black people take away the resources. Okay? But they don't have that. They already own and control the resource. They don't give a damn if you live or die. They don't give a damn. They don't care. They don't care. That's why these police officers keep getting off. They don't care. That's why these little white boys can be shooting folk and just walking and just get away with it because they're white. Okay, your life means nothing. It is valued very little. And any voice of reason that is there to speak it, they try to find a way to silence it. Okay? So I knew I could not stay there because how I am now, this is how I've always been. I've been like this on the job. That doesn't look good. It's not a good place for somebody like me to be. You know, so, you know, they don't want to pay no kind of reparations. They're going to have to pay something somehow, some kind of way to somebody. But until that day comes, we want to live our life in peace. Whatever is left of it, we need some peace. We need some peace. Okay, what is it? He who fights and runs away lives to fight
another day.
Another day. If you need to fight, if you need to run away and get yourself right and go back and fight and go back and get some more folk, that's what you have to do. We are fighting this by removing ourselves. We're removing the wealth. We are the wealth. We are the Black essentials. We are the essential. Okay, we're the essential worker. Their whole damn country shut down. We have to be out there any damn way.
Right.
Okay, we are the essentials. They cannot run without us. They cannot run without us. Okay, but meanwhile, they're trying to make you feel like you ain't nothing, and where you came from ain't nothing either. But when you find out the truth, that where you came from is magnificent, and where you're going is magnificent, and who you are is abundantly magnificent, they don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with that. You have skills that you have had to push down inside of yourself, that you have had to hide, that you have had to disregard. Okay, because right now all you need to do is this word processing and this data processing, and I need to send this app and do the and I need to upload this document, and I need to make a photocopy. And who are you under there? You're under there. You're under there. You are under there somewhere, right? You are under there. So your talents and your gifts are under there. Your talents and your gifts are under there. So don't feel like for a minute that because, what am I going to do? You're in there. You do. If you come here and you see what these people are doing, you're in there somewhere. You are in there. You're in there. So don't you worry about, well, how is it going to go? We're going to make it go. What's going to happen? And, it's going to happen. Don't worry about like things that you cannot see. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where you have so much thoughts going on that at the end of the day, you can't even figure out what you were going to do anyway. Right? Because that's a very good way of unrepatriating yourself is using fear as a roadblock to stop you, right? It's called self-defeating. It's called self-defeating, and a lot of us are in patterns of self-defeat because we have been told or taught or trained or schooled that we are not supposed to have that. That we're not supposed to think like that. We're not supposed to, you're supposed to, anything you think, that's what you're supposed to do. If you're not killing or stealing, that's what you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to do something good and right, that's what you're supposed to do. Follow that voice, right? That's the voice you follow. That's the voice you listen to. That's the mentality. That's what you work with. You work with the good. You don't feed the fear. You don't feed the evil. You don't feed you don't feed the things that are not putting anything forward for you. You feed the things that are progressing you, right? I had this one gentleman that he sent me a message and he said, a lot of African Americans we're living in poverty and we can't afford to repatriate. Okay, but I tell you what, those of us who have repatriated, I told him to go start a GoFundMe. Go start a GoFundMe and see if he could raise some money, okay? Because Marcus Garvey himself went to the KKK to raise some money, right? You don't want us here so bad and you try to kill us and burn us and do all kinds of stuff, give us free. Give us free. If you don't like us that much and you want to see us dead, right, that you can rise up and whatnot, give us some money to go. Right? But they don't want to do that either. As one of the young ladies I was writing with today told me that, when the Egyptians, when the Hebrews left Egypt, the Egyptians pursued them. They pursued them. They pursued them because they were taking all of their gold. They were taking the wealth. They changed their mind. They changed their mind. But if the Americans so confident of being a white run society. They always wanted to be a white run society, right? It was one of the last places in the whole entire world to abolish slavery. And those countries who began abolishing slavery, they weren't doing it because they felt like it was a bad thing to do, right? The governments did that about the abolition of slavery because we're moving into the industrial age, and they found themselves in a position that they would have to teach Black people machinery, and Black people would become more intelligent and skilled than white people. So the abolition of slavery, followed by the industrial age, brought into America the Irish and the Italians, right? Who are now the builders, who are now they're still in positions of power and control. They don't want us to participate in any way in their society. They think the only good Igor in America is the dead Igor. That's the mentality. And if you turn on your TV, that's what you see. If you read the book, that's what you see. You step out in the street, that's what you see. So you're worth more than that. You're worth far, 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 far more than that. And you have so much more in you that is hidden and just buried underneath that stress of living in that stressful environment, right?
Bless you.
But thank you. But you're not going to see it when you come to a place like the Exodus House, where we have tools that we could teach you how to use those tools to make, to make things that you can sell and trade. Okay? Because the resources are here. The resources are here, right? Because I know if I showed up on Etsy, right? If I showed up on Etsy with a bracelet with all of these rough gemstones, and I know if I showed up on Etsy selling some kind of bracelet like this, right? I know I could make a lot of money, right? I know I could make some earrings, right? The resources are here, okay? They are here. We just need to learn how to use the resources for our betterment, okay? So the Exodus House is not just healing, not just a place to stay, but a place to learn how to use these resources and how to make a livelihood, okay? How to make a living, right? So y'all gonna have to get some act right, because this is real. The Exodus is real, right? I need all the little coins that you can come up with. It's not no 501c3, okay? It's not no, it's no 501c, it's not a nonprofit, there's no .org, okay? Because number one, you can't set up a repatriation nonprofit in America to take money out of the country as a 501c3, okay? That's not gonna work. They don't want that, right? So imagine you going to Coca-Cola down in Atlanta that hires all, they claim to be a Black company, and you say, Coca-Cola, I need $500,000 to repatriate some people to Africa. How does that brand work? How does it work? Oh, we have to go look at the logistics, and we have to look at this, and we have to look at that, and you can't come to Africa and start no 501c3 because the companies aren't they're like, why would we support that, right? So no one really sees or understands exactly what we're going through and what we need to do for our own healing but us. So that's what this is about, right? This is about raising the funds to have a space that we can learn from, that we can heal from, that we can stay and we can grow together through. That's what the Exodus House is about. So let's see. So we need your investments. We need your investments. We need your donations. We need anything that you have. We need your pledges. I know it's a hard time for a lot of people, But if we pull together and we make some of these makeup people and lingerie people sell out in one day, right? On some, we're buying black. A lot of these people online that you're buying from are not black, right? Some of these Facebook videos and these Facebook ads, they're using black models and using black pictures, and they're photoshopping their clothes onto girls who are posing on Instagram and selling you stuff that is never going to arrive from China, right? And that's never going to arrive. So, sorry. So you have to really think about what it is that you're really supporting, right? You have to think about how it is that you're investing your money and how it is that you are looking to grow your blackness, right? Unfortunately, the United States teaches us to be mass consumers. They don't teach us how to be producers. They want you to consume, 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 right? You go to school, it doesn't teach you how to be a producer. It teaches you how to join someone. You won't get a job if you don't do this. You won't get a job if you don't do that. You won't get a job. But what about me being self-employed? At one point, I dropped out of school because I was learning about great men. I was not learning how to be a great one. I was learning about great people. What about me? What about the greatness inside of me? It has no value to you unless I'm going to work for somebody else and be dumbed down and sucked out and drained out within an inch of my life, that I have nothing left to give my children or my husband or my family because I'm just so drained out in this corporate rat race. No. You have it in you, but you're not going to see it unless you show up. Right? And I know it's a big ask. I know it's a big ask, but it's a leap of faith, right? Sell the damn house. Sell it. Sell the house. You don't want it anyway. Sell it. It's not good for your knees, no how, because you got to climb stairs. Sell the damn thing. Okay? Your furniture too big, ain't nobody in Africa gonna have no house for you to put it in. Get rid of it. Right? Those clothes won't work in Africa anyway because it's hot here all the time. So you're not gonna have to buy. You don't need no damn fur coat, right? And if you go to Arusha with some fur coat, they're not gonna like that because they think you're gonna kill one of their animals. Okay, get rid of all of that stuff. Get rid of it. 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 Ain't nobody want it. You didn't want it anyway. You just have it because you can flex on people with it. It's just stuff. It's just stuff. Unattach yourself to it. It's not helping you. It's not going to help your progress. It's not going to bless your life. It's not going to grow you. It's not going to teach you anything new that you don't already know. It's stuff. Okay, so think carefully about how you're investing your energy when you're repatriating. Think carefully about, okay, so I'm going to spend this money and get all of this stuff to Africa, right? And then when you get to Africa, you see something that you want to invest in and you can't because you use all your money to ship all your old damn stuff that you ain't want no how. No, get rid of it. Get rid of it. There's stuff that's here for you. Okay, there's stuff for you to participate in here. Okay, yeah, you gotta buy all stuff, but your things all over. But so what? It's new things to love. You know, a new chapter, right? Like the Bible says, you can't put new wine in old wine skins. So you're gonna come out here with your old thinking and your old stuff and try to put this newness in it. It's not gonna work. You can't put new wine in old wine skins, okay? Because it's like throwing it on the ground, right? So if you have limited resources, don't hesitate to unload yourself, right? If you have limited resources, just get rid of some of this stuff and come and start all over again. I packed an air mattress. I brought an air mattress with me. right? Because I was like, I'm not putting, I can sleep on the floor, but I'm not putting JoJo on the floor, right? I hold her to a higher level than how I hold myself. I'm like, she's young, she don't need no rough life. We have never used that air mattress. We have never slept on the air mattress. Because when I came here, my landlady sent me a bed. Okay, we've never had to use a lot of things that I thought we needed because, oh, I got all rid of my stuff and I'm gonna need this air mattress. No, you show up and you show up with your energy. There's people here that you don't even know. Forget about me. There are people out here that is ready to receive you. There are people who will help you to navigate and help you to get around that you haven't even met yet. Right? There are people that you're going to meet on the plane, that you're going to meet, somewhere, a connecting flight. You're going to meet some people, right? You have to open yourself to receive and have conversation and make relationships, right? There are people who are waiting for you in Arusha. There are people who are waiting for you all over this place, right? They're waiting for you in Ethiopia. They're waiting for you. They're waiting to be kind to you. And these African people, let me tell you something. These African people, when you choose their country to repatriate to, oh, they think they've won the repatriation lottery. Yeah. They want you here. They want you here. They're like, oh, she chose us? She could go anywhere. She don't even know where she's from. And she came here. Oh, my sister. Dada. Call my sister. You know, and it's all over Africa. It's all over Africa. Nigeria, Ghana. Choose one, right? Choose one. Cameroon. Choose one. Choose one that is beneficial to you, right? Choose one that you can go and put your energy in and you can vibe with and you can learn from. Right? That's going to better you as a person. And some of y'all, unfortunately, some of y'all are spoiled. You're spoiled to turning on the TV and the TV says, you know, you need this for $9.99 and you go buy it. Okay, the TV says it's good, so I'm going to go buy it. Okay? And now the YouTube is the new TV where people are like, you need to do this. And people are like, okay, I need to do that. No, do not make those lazy decisions. Go and do your own research. Okay? Figure out who you are. Say, oh, I'm a doctor. And, the best healthcare system is in Zimbabwe, but they don't have my kind of medicine. Maybe I can get my visa in Zimbabwe if I went there with my cardiologist license. You understand? Look at what you're bringing back and look at the place where you're going and see how you can take your skill and fit it into the needs in that country. And that's how you're going to find little ways to navigate and little ways to go through, right? You can say, okay, I want to go to Uganda. And Uganda has a serious waste management problem. I'm a waste management consultant. I've been doing waste management for over 30 years. I know what to do and how to do it. I can go to Uganda and see if I can help them solve that waste management problem. That's how you have to think about it. You're a solution. You are a solution. You're a solution to a problem that's in Africa. Okay? You have to think about it. You have to really, really think about what it is that you have to offer. Do some research on how you can make those skills, right? And it's not just even the skills that you have that you learn that you don't want. It's a passion for things that you have always wanted to do. Like I said, Cookie, well, I call her Cookie now. Her name is Koki, but I call her Cookie because this girl be baking. This girl be baking, right? That's a latent talent that she had to unearth since she's been here, right? So all y'all on this chat, I see a lot of people here just listening and talking, and I'm running my mouth tonight. It's what, 2:49 a.m. Y'all got 11 minutes, Okay, as soon as it hit 3 a.m., I gotta go to bed because I need to wake up for JoJo at 6:30 a.m. But I need y'all to donate. That's what I need. Let me tell you how you're gonna do that. Hold on. Okay. All right. So you can donate this way. You can use the PayPal button on the Exodus Africa website. So XODUS Africa.com, right? And you scroll down to the bottom of the page. There is a big old PayPal button. You can hit that. You don't need to have PayPal to donate. You don't need to have PayPal to do a transaction. A lot of y'all don't know that. You can use your card, and at the bottom says, don't have PayPal? Click that link, and then you follow your card and you make your donation through. Okay? The other way is you can do it straight PayPal. The email address, I'm gonna put it here again, is buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. So that's BUYBLACK business@gmail.com. Okay? And some of you ain't got no money, but you'll come in here, right? You'll only have enough money to get you through to where you need to go, and you only have a little bit of money to do, get yourself a place and get your kids and whatnot. If you're coming, you can also reach out to me at exodusafrica1@gmail.com, right? That's XODUS Africa1@gmail.com. And if you could do a delivery, like Miss Monica, she was coming through, she said, listen, what do you need? I'm like, I need to make an Amazon delivery to your house. Could you please accept it and deliver it for me? And that is what she did. Okay, and out of that box, I was able to finish my interview with the minister today. Not the minister, with the Jamaican consulate, because I needed a steady rig to be able to film that properly. Okay, and so Monica was gracious enough to bring that for me. There are other tools that I need. There are other tools that I needed, and hold on. There are other tools that I needed that other people were able to bring. Okay, staple guns. This young lady that I'm telling you all about, that she's a builder. She actually, hold on a second. Yeah, she actually left a house. She walked out of her house with her furniture and her tools behind. And we need people like that. She was in the military, and she's a builder, and she has a lot of background in building and engineering. So with a lady like that, she can teach me, she can teach you how to make things that we can sell. We can be self-sufficient when we come here, right? She can teach us how to build some things. She can teach us how to use these tools that we don't need nobody. Thank you, Empress Vibe. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of y'all who donated. Thank you so much. Those of you who donated your time, your words of encouragement, your email address. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Like small jobs. Like when you go to, African people are like everybody else. You don't know something that they know, they're gonna try to gyp you. Okay? They do it in America too. So you just have to, if you know how to use certain tools, just the little things that you can use for yourself. And if you have tools, we can rent them to each other. Like renting is a big thing here, right? They rent wheelbarrows, they rent garden hose, they rent what do you call it? Power washing tools. If you're coming through here and you have the space and you want to ship some things, spend the money and ship some industrial equipment that could be used for business that you can rent, right? That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Right? Don't ship yourself to a whole house of stuff that if you need something, your sofa can't do it for you. right? If you need to do something, your new bed isn't going to do it for you, right? So invest in bringing things that can be used, right? So let me just give you a couple of ideas of things that you could use. So you need to bring like table saws, jigsaws, um, impact drills, right? Drills are useful too. You need like power washing tools. You need let's see, you need landscaping tools, right? The weed whacker. Somebody was trying to charge me something like 7 million T shillings just to use the weed whacker to cut down the grass on the property over there. Okay, which of course was absolutely ridiculous. But the fact that he had the tools and I did not made him feel like he could get that. Okay, so tools. Yes, yes, Empress Vibes. Probably Global Strategies is me. That is me. Yes. Hold on. Yes, it is probably Global Strategies. That is what that is my LLC. So yes, Proudly Global Strategies is buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. Okay, so that's my LLC. That's what I use to build the platform and do everything else under and transact business under. Okay, so you guys who are looking, let me see, donate to a charity for your birthday. So I was wondering if I could. Oh yeah. Hi Erica, that's a great idea. But I'm not sure how I would have to do that for Facebook. Like maybe what do you call it? What do you call it? Maybe I don't know if I need to be like a registered charity or a 501c3 or set up that page and go do something. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that so that people can donate to that cause for their birthday or something. That's a very good idea. Thank you. So yeah, bring the tools, because the resources are here. We just don't know how to use them. Like for me, I decided that I was going to make some lamps. I decided that I was going to make some because I'm looking at the electrical fixtures for the place. I'm like, I could make those. The resources are here to make them, but I need the tools, right? And they have the resources here, but not a lot of people know how to that you need the finished goods. You need how to finish those goods. You need tools to finish those goods, right? Things that you use in jewelry making, like a 1 millimeter bit drill bit, that could bore a hole through something like this, those things, because when you come here, if you don't know or if you don't see a way how you're going to make a living, you're not going to want to stay. Okay? You're not going to you're not going to see it. So my goal is to show people how they can make a living here. There is Etsy, there's the Exodus Africa platform that we can sell our own goods that we make, right? We can sell our own finished items that we make and ship them to anywhere in the world that we want, right? We can learn how to do business with each other, right? So, the resources are here in Africa. We just have to figure out how to navigate and how to use those tools. Learn from each other. The wood is here. Oh my God, the wood here is so beautiful, right? And if we're accustomed to having things finished and beautiful artwork, and we go down to home goods, there ain't no home goods here. Okay? There is no home goods, right? Where you can pick up all those little home decor accessories and stuff. And if you do find a store that's selling nice little home fixtures and home things, they're very expensive. Okay? So you just have to think about what are the things that you can make and design that we can sell to each other and we can make a livelihood from, because it's here. Upholstery, there you go. So with the staple gun, right? I asked for a staple gun, the staple gun and the staplers, right? That's what you use for upholstery. We have the fabric here, right? We have some beautiful, beautiful fabric here that we can use. This is, let me, this way. This is locally made. This is not a Chinese product. Yeah, this is not a Chinese product. This is not, hold on a second. Let me try to move out of the way. Ah, okay, this is not a Chinese chair. This is locally made. Okay, the fabric is sourced here, right? And the skills are here. Okay, there are people here you can teach how to use the stuff. There are people here how you can start your own little things, learning how to make things. So that's what I want for us. It's not just the Exodus House is not just a place of transitional housing. You can go down to Airbnb for that. It's learning skills, making a livelihood, learning and healing. Okay, so you can figure out exactly what you're gonna do and how it's gonna go. Because a lot of us were coming from like, oh, we need a job, and my job used to pay this and it used to pay that, and I'm not gonna leave my job to make this kind of money to make that. No. You can come. There are people who are making things like 30,000 a month on Etsy, but you have to make things that look like what people want to buy, and you're gonna need tools to do that. You're gonna need natural items to do that. You're going to need resources to do that, and you're going to need a place to do that. Okay, so that's what the Exodus House is. So thank you to all of y'all who donated, and those of you who are pledging to donate. This week I'm going to start putting in windows. That's going to be like that's going to be a scary endeavor, because I think I have to do some painting before I put up the windows, so that when the painter comes along, he doesn't ruin the windows. So I may have to paint and then put in the windows. So, oh Lord, pray for me. Pray for me. I'm sorry, I'm doing this with a runny nose. Yeah, so pray for me that we can that I have the strength and the energy to go through this. Meanwhile, we have families repatriating like it's nobody's business. And these single mothers, honey, they're not playing. They're showing up. They're showing up. The single mothers are looking at me like, "Oh, you're repatriated with a baby? Okay. Okay, here I come." Yeah, so get your act right, get your act right, get your mind right, and stop using things to hold yourself back. Yeah, so on Zoom, so here goes someone else. So a lot of people don't know about Zoom Tanzania. Zoom Tanzania that Martha is mentioning here is where it's like Craigslist, but they have properties that you can go and look for. So you're gonna have to figure out what kind of, how you're gonna find your property. You have to look at the location and use Google Maps. Don't just look at this and go, I like this house, I want this house. Help yourself. Go to Google Maps and see where that house is, right? Look, whatever country you're going to, go to Google Maps and look at the city and look at where you want to live in that city and see how far away it is or how close it is, and choose exactly where you want to be for what you're looking to do. Don't just make these lazy decisions and just say, oh, I want this or I want that. You need to know what is available to you, and you have to orient yourself to what is around you as well. So use Google Maps, analyze, drill down, zoom down, use satellite, use layers, figure out how to look at the thing properly so you can see what is there and and where it is. Okay? And anytime you go to see a property, make a video, take pictures and make a video of that property, because when you play it back is when you're going to look and say, oh God, I can see mold. Oh God, I can see this. Oh God, this doesn't look right. Play it again over and over until you say, okay, I can see myself walking through those doors. I can see myself climbing up those stairs. I can see myself living in this house. That's how you do it. And then you play that back to yourself over and over again and use that to connect, and that's how it happens, right? So to connect to something that is real, taking it from the intangible to the world of the tangible, you're gonna have to replay it to yourself multiple times. So some of y'all who are looking to come here too, you have to also use that tactic. Play it to yourself multiple times. See yourself getting off the plane. See yourself taking your bags. See yourself walking into your house. See yourself with your dog. See yourself with your kid in the front yard. See yourself, just living in a compound that's beautiful and is perfect for you. That's how you have to do it to bring in that thing that is intangible. You have to use your mind to make it reality. Yeah. And that's something scary, because that Exodus house I'm talking about, I didn't expect it. I used my mind on it. I used my mind on it multiple times. I wanted that property. I imagined that property multiple times. And then I got it. Okay. I think we've come to an end. We got 3 hours. And that's it. Goodbye, guys, if you can hear me.
Bye. Make sure you get some rest.
Blessings.
Thank you. Okay, bye, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.